Casablanca chess rapid. So if I understood this one correctly, the players will get a preset position. I suspect unknown until that very moment, and it could be either taken from a classical game that offers rich attacking chances for both colors. Nevertheless, it has to be deemed as equal by the engines. Or it could be also a preset imagined position, not necessarily taken from a real game. Normally, it would be the first 10 to 12 moves, if again I got this thing right. I think that's what happened last time. And we should see, just a couple of minutes, we should see these guys actually playing. Because I just started a few seconds ago now. I'll give myself a few minutes to verify the multi broadcast that I'm attempting this evening, guys. I will be streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, yep, kick.com, and kick.com and which one is the fourth one? I'm not sure it's TikTok because I'm still struggling with this guys to get a stream key. Struggling in terms that they just don't even bother responding to whatever request you might have. So, heck. What's the fourth one? Oh yeah, Twitch, yeah, of course. Twitch, of course. Hello, Raj. Welcome. So in a couple of minutes, we're going to see these guys playing, right? Let me see how many minutes. 6 minutes. So we're right in time for maybe one or two puzzles. Now, I guess they didn't know, they won't know what exactly they will be proposed to play against each other now. So I guess we're just going to go with a few puzzles and then we're going to be returning, definitely. Well, I'm not sure they're going to be starting straight away. I'm not sure they're going to be prompt. They're normally a little bit late. But not a problem. I definitely gonna be hang around for a while here. Done the house chores today, and we're gonna go with this ones. And the lead chess thing. Where did that stuff disappeared? I had a symbol with a mic on my page or something. I don't know where it disappeared. Oh yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I think they're quite relaxed. I think Magnus gets a little bit riled up when actually he plays Nakamura. I think with Vichy and Magnus, things are a little bit settled. They are quite relaxed when versing each other. I think it's going to be anyway just superb. I think going to be absolutely great. Going to be absolutely awesome. And a real pleasure seeing these guys playing. So Nakamura will be playing Amin Bassem. Well, not that well known. Of course, that's okay. That doesn't mean anything in terms of its strength or stuff like that. And of course, Magnus with Vichy. So yeah, we're gonna look at both of them if possible. 15 minutes each. So that's a rapid, guys. And not just a streamer. He's just incredibly strong, regardless. That's not a problem. That's not a bit of a problem. Is he won like quite a record of speed championships and stuff. Nakamura is a beast in its own right. Streaming doesn't mean anything bad or worse about Hikaru's abilities to perform chess wise. Oh yeah, so these guys are incredibly strong. Puzzles. So we got like 5 minutes or something until the declared official start of the chess, Casablanca chess, day number 2. Okay, we're gonna look at this puzzle together, guys. Looks to me we gotta find a way to checkmate the king here. If I were to place the white rook, let me just take the white rook. If I am to pick up the white rook. So that's that kind of exercise. Imagine you pick it up the white rook and you place it somewhere on the board. What square would that be in order for you to deliver the checkmate? So if you had to just pick it up now, if you were here, it's kind of check, but it's not checkmate. If you were here, would be definitely checkmate. Now I wonder if there's anything to do with this little guy here involved or not. Not quite sure. It could be though. Let me tell you. Let me tell you a thing. It's important indeed to getting this rook to check, for instance, on that particular square. But what if we have to play an in-between as Zug move here, intermezzo moves, namely, perhaps I might need to give a check. Just say. To which they kind of have to take. That probably I got to give another check, right? And then they need to go back. And when that happened, then I'm going to dropping my guy here. Because if you played now, I just imagine, it could be after rook d to d8. So let me say hello to all of our friends. Guys, we're going to be back to, we're going to go back to Nakamura and Carlsen in just a minute or two. They haven't started yet, so obviously I don't want to lose Vishy and Magnus for nothing in the world right now, in terms of chess, that is. So, Raj, you sound very confident about not giving the check now. If I am to play the rook right now up the board, of course you may be running into some checks. I guess you just run away somehow. I'm not sure what the hell that means. It could be, I mean, it could be a couple of things. Check, take, check. They got to go back. That is true. Then I might be playing here, though. After they check me, let's say I'm going to march with the king, go, 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 and that is my freaking shield. And then, maybe here. Afterwards, maybe there is a check right there. Maybe. Maybe. Have you seen that? Actually, we've got two routes here, guys. Hey, Jeremy. Good to see you, man. We've got two routes here, right? That one is just too long. Probably this and that or something. So check, takes, check, go back this way. I'm going to go this way and this way. There's a problem after I'm getting checked myself. So what do I do in order not to repeat on things? Is there any shield? Wait a minute. Do I have to leave the status quo, move the rook, and when actually they check me, I go this way? Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. This is getting really, really interesting. I'm playing rook d8. Wait a second. I mean, I've got like very many ideas right now. So rook d1 to d8 with the same purpose, with the same idea, getting just some checks here. And if you're getting attacked, I really genuinely wonder, Raj, my friends, do you think actually king to h4, and then when I'm getting checked again, I'm actually running here, and the shielding would be provided by the g4 pawn? Could it be just rook d8, check, king h4, check again, king g5? I'm just going to play it, because I don't want to miss Magnus Carlsen and Vishy. Please tell me I'm correct. Yep. So guys, this is the secret now. The secret is you mustn't move the king to h2 or f2 because you're going to get in trouble. I mean, nothing phenomenal is going to happen. I guess you got to do this, and after check, you got to run right here. Sorry, there is no other way. Yep. And yes. Okay. Whew. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. King runs away now. Of course, if they want to sack an exchange and things like that, we're just going to take it. The question is, if they do that, I'm going to just take. And if they check me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If they do this kind of stuff, I'm winning from a material point of view. Let's go back. Thank you very much. All right. Where is it? I don't see them. Hold on a sec. Casablanca, right? Well, they say right now, Raj. Dude, they say right now, but it's not. It's not right now. But anyway, I'm gonna stay and wait for this, guys. Mind you, though, it might take a couple of good minutes. And now I'm curious to see what kind of a preset position they will be getting. Because if you aren't aware, my friends, they're not going to be starting a game from the very beginning with move number 1. They will be giving a preset position probably 10 or 12 or 15 moves from a famous game or something idealized, something thought of before, in which position is equal for both white and black, and but that offers a lot of game, a lot of counter game, a lot of attacking chances for both colors. So that's uh, that's what we are going to see. So we're not going to start from the very beginning. If you're expecting that's not going to happen because the format in the Casablanca chess, I always say Capablanca, I don't know. In the Casablanca chess is preset position, and then they start playing. Good to see you, Vlad. Well, there's too little doubt about this. Yes, too little doubt about your statement, indeed. Wasn't he like with the tiger from Madras? Wasn't that the nickname? Hello, David. Right on time, right on time. So these guys are supposed to be starting practically any second now. Let me go left click again. It says it had started 2 minutes ago as per the official time. You can read it on your screen, guys. Yeah, exactly. So now you switch over to the lion. Look, if it makes you happier to say lion more than tiger, feel free. I guess that's good for the fans. Yeah. Um, yeah. He needs to grab an energy drink. He needs to get an energy drink on the way to the board, right? He needs a can of energy drink on the way to the chessboard. I don't know. Maybe he'll give some symbols at some point in the future. You might be one of the lucky. Hey, they started, fellas. Go, 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 go. Guys. Okay, all eyes on Vichy and Magnus. Fellas, these moves with are already being preset, so they're not playing bullet. In case you're wondering now, the hell is going on here? It's not that anyone is playing them for real. It's the moves coming from a game that was played before or specifically designed for them. In the minute we're seeing the time being displayed on a screen, that means actually they do start producing their own ideas. Now, what I see myself right now, I can read here c5, the last move for black. If you guys by any chance have any idea who had played this game before, I don't know if you got a formidable memory, please do tell me if you think you know where the this position is coming from. Um, uh, Now the question is, are they going to play for real or that's the preset thing? That, by the way, the same goes for, that's the default exactly. That's the default giving to both Bassem and Hikaru and Vishy and Magnus. So the guys are going to be playing from this point onwards. Yes, that is correct. Only 8 moves. Looks like very crazy Taliesk. I don't know what the hell is this here. But anyway, so guys, feel free now to type in your suggestions. Of course, no engine involved. Otherwise, everything is meaningless. If we switch on the engine, nothing makes sense anymore. I mean, we could just very well disappear as humans. I mean, that presents zero interest for me. And we do start, fellas. Buckle up your seatbelts, guys. We do start right from this very moment. Phenomenal. My 2 cents would be, I mean, I'm really attracted by the idea of making a pin. I mean, hell, I don't know if that is indeed the best course of action here for white. I'm just seeing a pin. I'm just seeing a pin. On the other hand, you might have another bishop checking here, but I'm not sure if that's powerful enough. When you do that, though, g2 is sort of like hanging because there is a rook here. Vishy plays knight e2. Vishy plays knight e2. Okay. Thank you, Vlad, for concurring in the same spirit. I mean, yeah. Um, I don't know. It's just that thing is new. I mean, I can cut it off when I do the screen myself for the OBS for the Streamlabs and things. I can cut off that part if I want to. But I guess this is a latest update from the leeches that actually plop that thing to making you left click on their stuff. So that's made by them, not by myself. I guess I can cut it out when I make the page for my own stream. Anyway. So guys, this is taken from Alexander Alakine and Max Oe, if this one was correctly pronounced. So in case you're wondering what that craziness stemmed from, is from that particular game. So, fabulous. All right, knight b7, knight e2 by Vichy, knight b8 to d7 by Magnus. You need to get your pieces to actually do something. So you got to develop your guys. Notice there is also probably this idea that might happen. Rook to g6 looks to me also employable by black here. Because they put it right here, Raj. I can see number 3. So this is the game where the position has been accepted from. So this is an excerpt. This is taken from Alexander Alakine Max Oe. So that probably is a game taken from the World Championship. When did they play? In 20s, 30s? When did these guys play? I need to Google it. Maybe you guys can Google it. Right. So let me highlight stuff here that I might deem playable. It could be a pin, but there is a rook g6. Then you're sort of forced to start trading off pieces. I'm not convinced, but also h7 is hanging afterwards. So that's an idea, definitely an idea. Let me put it with blue. So this is an idea. This is an idea. Knight g3 would be something interesting to know, guys. Knight g3 would be cool because just stops this pesky rook, and then you're free to using the bishop or whatever. Just saying. I mean, this is quite important. I guess knight wants to play g3 to stop the rook. Black would be happy also to getting this bishop do something, but that takes you ages. I don't know what the black knight want to do. Maybe knight f8 to defend h7 after bishop g and takes and stuff. What do you mean, Raj Link? What are you talking about? There's no link because I can read it on a screen as per yourselves. I don't have a link from Alexander Alakine Max Oe. Yeah, they definitely, David, they definitely played. Oh, Simpson, you should keep your focus entirely dedicated to the over-the-board game you're playing. I think that's probably more important because if you're diverting your attention, hey, there you go. I did say knight g3. So let me explain again for all of our friends. Knight g3 that I had speculated previously, it's based on the idea that we would like to stopping the rook from threatening g2, thus freeing up the bishop on f1. So bishop on f1 is free to play, go, whatever they want. So you might be doing some stuff with this bishop. I'm not sure if bishop to b5. I'm not sure if bishop to e2. Bishop to e2 to stop stuff happening with the black knight if that were to be a big happening. But nevertheless, it's good to use all of your pieces. So knight e2, another tempo, knight g3, no rook threatening, therefore bishop free to go. And the white knight on g3 can't be hassled by any pawns. So it's quite nicely, solidly, safely positioned, the knight there. I think gonna stay for a while. Dude, don't ask me about the Lichess link because that's not my doing. Whatever you can see on the right hand side, click to join the stream or so. That's not mine. Not interested in the offer because I'm doing my own stream, so I don't know that thing what that means. I probably should be cutting it off at the when I'm preparing the OBS page. I haven't got a clue. I don't care about that thing. So queen to a5. Queen to a5. Obviously, there is a check here. Queen takes c3, and that's a check, and actually that's a fork, and that's something. So the question is if that shouldn't be prompting white to responding with bishop d2. I think bishop d2 is kind of necessary now, my friends. So bishop d2, there you go. Vishy played it automatically. Bishop d2. So if you're very interested scholars, we will need to find that game, Alakine or and see how exactly they played it when they played it at their own time. Nevertheless, the position was just superb. Great position. Yeah, the question is how exactly you're going to get like consistent thinking like a GM, right, Raj? Because I think this is the effort. The effort is that consistently more often to be thinking like this. And my answer would be the more you train your thinking, your mind, the more successful you will get to be pretty much at anything that gets your dedication, commitment, focus, and effort, you know, pretty much with everything. Either physical exercises or mental exercises, like what's chess now. So you just need to do this exercise a lot. So, okay, bishop to d2, obviously stopping the black queen from taking on c3, no longer takeable. That one is not going to do a damn thing because I guess you're just going to take back and you attack the black queen with tempo. So I think it's settled. I'm not sure what black should do here. I'm not sure what black should do. I don't see Magnus's time though. I'm watching the screen now and I just do not see Magnus's time. Okay, don't matter. Let me just think. Yeah, e3, yeah, might be a thing. e3, try to disrupt. Obviously, if e3, if e4 to e3, you're not going to take with the bishop. You're going to take with f. You're going to take with f. Another idea after this is that there is always a knight here. That's something. It is. Of course. There is a knight. But then you can take on h7. So probably we can discard this thing from happening. I don't think Magnus gonna play it. But e3 anyway, Vlad, I would say yes. e3 definitely, I would say. It's one thing you need to consider. So let's see what he comes up with. I'm sorry I don't see the yeah, that's charged. Cool. I'm sorry I don't see the time. I'm picking now. I'm looking at Bassem and Nakamura, and I can see Nakamura played some rook to b1. Rook to b1 having been played at some point by Nakamura. Very surprising. And a queen on e3. So he dropped the queen, guys, if you wonder how how Nakamura dealt with this. He dropped the queen to e3 and rook over to b. That's how Nakamura played it. I mean, just now. Do you know, because we... Hold on a second. Let me just go here. So, guys, this is Hikaru Bassem. Okay, this is Hikaru Bassem. The other two guys, Super Grandmasters playing. So what they do have here is c5. He took... So Nakamura took on c5. That's how he chose to play. Rook g6, which we did say about rook g6. I did mention myself. Queen e3, queen a5, and rook b1 by Nakamura. That's what Nakamura chose to play. Knight d7 by Bassem. Knight e2 by Naka. I guess Naka, in the same spirit, he wants to go knight e2 to g3, I guess. Just to, making sure he blocks here so he can move this bishop freely, whatever that means. So let's see what Magnus played. So bishop d2, and queen a4. So last time we were here, me and Vlad speculated about e4 to e3. It could be an idea, but he went for queen a4. Queen a4, I think it's very obvious. First and foremost, queen to a4 goes for c2. That's just something. You can't say it's nothing. And now we do have the time being displayed. We've got 10, 11 minutes for Vichy, and we've got 9 minutes for Magnus. And Vichy took on c5. I guess, do you take on c2? And then you play queen b2? Just asking. But it's not a big deal, does it? There's always a rook that just moves away. Yeah, you're gonna grab a pawn in the process and things, but I'm not sure how strong that is. I'm really not sure. Okay, rook g6. That actually did happen with both Bassem and Magnus. Rook g6 now being played. Queen has to go. Queen has to go. Probably if there is a knight, you're gonna play. So queen here, and if there is a knight, you're gonna move the queen, or maybe you're just gonna take actually because you got two attackers for that one. Well, you have to memorize. You have to. I mean, there's like very many games that have happened in the history of world championships. Anyway, no, it's still required that actually you have a very good tactical predisposition yourself. So it doesn't matter really. I mean, still the best are going to win. Anyway, we could actually conclude the position was quite exciting. That was quite an exciting beginning of the games. I don't know how the system actually works, but I guess there is like a number of, let's say, 50 preset positions. I think they're being like shuffled in a container or something. And someone picks up the piece of paper or gives a number or something, and like a sort of lottery. Like a sort of lottery. I don't know how's the system, but probably that might be better to just increase the randomness of selecting a specific opening to start with. Okay, queen f4. Knight covers, takes back on c5. Well, what else is here? What's going to happen here? Let me see. Many things are going to happen. If queen takes on c2, you always have this kind of stuff. Oopsie. So if you remove the c2y pawn, you may always have this kind of stuff. A rook to b1 would be quite scary, so to speak. Rook b1. Okay, bishop e2 played by Vichy. Vichy wants to castle, people. In case you're wondering, he just simply wants to castle the king. Yeah, there could be. Well, you could expect that these guys know a great deal of the World Championship games. So there's no doubt about it. These guys are really very well prepared in terms of like a chess encyclopedia, and I'm pretty sure they studied all the great predecessors. I think there's also a title of Gary Kasparov, my great predecessors. So I'm sure they did study those, all of the games from, William Steinitz and so on. So bishop e2, because Vichy, to my understanding, wants to castle. He wants to castle the king. And taking here, no longer that powerful, right? Especially when white is getting the second rook attacking. So let's see. Queen c2. We did say that. We did mention queen c2 as being important, clearing the way for the black knight to play either b3 or d3. So If I understood the vicious intention now, I think he's gonna castle or something. Maybe. Unless he comes with something else. Could this be played? No, of course he cannot, because it's knight to d3 check and fork. So I think now, because he get to this point, I think Vishy should just castle the king. So he's got 8 minutes 38 seconds. Magnus 7:22. I think he just castled the king here. Let's castle the king. So black rook, powerfully hitting everything. Black knight, very active black knight. Queen, incredibly infiltrated. The only piece remaining for black is this guy on c8. So probably you could spend 2 more tempi getting that bishop to do something along this diagonal. But if Vishy actually castles, he could go for the counter attack. So castle short, and then rook will be attacking the queen and stuff. A safety square for the white queen would be, if I identified it correctly, it's c7. c7, e5 you can move the queen to. You have a check with the bishop on b5, bishop b5 checking the black king, so that's also playable. Exactly as the organizer said, the position is very generous for both colors in terms of attacking chances. It's a lot of things to factor in. There's many things to think about. My idea, I would just castle now. Yes, there you go. You see, guys, no engine needed for this. Everything is a community if you want to look at it in this fashion, Raj. The other platforms are a community as well. Some communities are bigger than others. Some communities are fairer than others. Some communities are better, some are worse. All right, now that's one particular way to looking at it. Queen to d6. What the hell is going on? He's going to take the knight now. So I understand he gave up on the bishop in order to take on c5. But there's another thing cooking here. What if we take? And whatever you do, we're going to grab another guy. No, he wants to... No. He has to take on c5. Exactly. Queen takes c5. Okay, he wants to play this. And this. And exposure for the... Yes. So if you take on g3, white is not going to take back, because you're going to die very quickly. So if rook takes g3, you don't take back. You're going to play bishop b5 for tempo. That is the plan that Vishy had. In other words, you also have, if black doesn't do something special, it's bishop b5 and it's knight takes c4. So these are serious threats. And interestingly, it's superb how Vishy managed to find his way around that position, and he ended up with actually white king being very safe. Let's put it in other words, white king being safer than the black king. Definitely safer. And actually, I think I'm liking white a bit more here. I think Vish is doing slightly better here. I'm not sure what's the engine's eval here. I'm not going to rushing and putting it on because I want to think for a while for myself. So I guess, whose turn is it? Hey, where does the clock disappear? Okay, queen c5. I'm reading the last move that's been played. So I guess it's... did they take a break or something? What the heck is going on? I don't see the clocks here. Okay, don't matter. We're just going to look at this. Okay. So this one doesn't work, rook g3, because of bishop b5. And you're in deep trouble. Bishop blocks, takes, and then take. So we definitely discard rook g3. Magnus has to look at something else. I don't know what that something else is. Probably bishop d7 now. You gotta play bishop d7. If you don't play bishop d7, I really don't know what you're playing. You're gonna get checked. You can't move the king to the dark squares, and if you move it here again, doesn't make a bit of a sense. Because there is a check again, the guy blocks, and then you're gonna go again with this. And I think black is again in sort of trouble. You can't move the black king if you're Magnus. Yeah, I guess you have to play bishop d7. What do you think, guys? Let me know. Oh, yeah, sure. White queen has to disappear from Magnus's point of view. White queen is incredibly active now. It gives you a massive headache. I'm not sure how you're going to do it, though. Well, I think I know what you're meaning. You're meaning this queen c3. But there's all... Again, I'm coming back. Is the bishop b5 idea you have to think about? Bishop d7, I guess. Takes and takes. Not quite over. And there's this guy taking. And if you take, they take. Okay, maybe. There's a way. So Vlad, spot on, my friend. Spot on. Queen c3, exactly as you said. Now my 2 cents would be simply bishop b5. Bishop b5. Bishop b5 is that thing with tempo that allows you to, hitting a bit more. Could you do knight e4 now here? Nope. Very interestingly, he is shielding. Vichy is shielding the white queen from the exchange. He refuses the trade. Bishop to c4. You know why? He wants to do knight e4. My God. This Vichy guy is definitely cooking something serious. I actually like it. This is awesome. If you're thinking about b6, that doesn't work, guys, because queen c6 checks and you just practically start losing the game. So b6 doesn't work for black. And with the last move that Vichy played, okay, I have to tell you something. Bishop c4 in the whole game, this is the move that I like the most. You would say it's just an innocuous move. To me, this is the actual move. Bishop c4 is actually the big move because refuses the trade and now gives the white knight the chance to take on e4. This is serious as it can get. Knight takes c4, black queen being attacked, and then knight to d6. This is so serious. Sorry, this is very cool. It's attacking the black queen with tempo. I don't know. If he screams, it's his stuff. I'm not screaming. That's Gotham stuff. Yeah, I guess I don't do screaming. Okay, knight e4, knight d6. That's the stuff. If that's not strong, I don't know what's strong anymore in this position. That feels and it looks like the strongest continuation here for white. There is another stuff, of course, because knight e4 also may stop any idea of rook from a8 to c8, because after knight to d6 you're actually targeting the c8 square as well. So knight e4 is the move right now, which is meant to be played. You have to play this. If you guys have a different opinion about what white should be doing, please feel free to tell me. But it looks to me like knight e4 all day. If you don't do knight e4, I'm incredibly curious. Tell me, what do you play? I mean, I would assume you may also employ some rooks over to the c file, but how strong that is. I mean, okay, it's strong, but it gives black some initiative. They're just moving the rook themselves, so I don't know. Okay, rook c and then queen moves. I don't know where, but I like knight e4 maybe a bit more. Maybe. You guys tell me, what do you think? I guess if I am to narrow down the scope of possibilities here for Vichy, I would say it's two main things you need to consider. Knight e4 and rook f to c8. You tell me if you think it's something else. Yeah, there you go. Boom. And I had spent way less time than the tiger from Madras. Raj's favorite nickname. Um, I don't like black here. I just don't like black in this position. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I just don't like it anymore. Yeah, you may do funny stuff, but it's just ridiculous. You got an almighty check. You got another check coming. I don't know what to look at first. It's just horrible. I don't know. You need to move the black queen, I guess, right? Or you're gonna play rook c8. If Magnus played c8, that means he thought about this one before actually it happened. I don't know, fellas. I don't know. I don't know what black is supposed to play because I wouldn't want to play this with black. So this is Magnus's problem now. I'm liking whites. I wouldn't have played what Magnus played, so but I definitely would have played what Vischer played. So 94 for d6. Now good luck with stopping this. Good luck with stopping this. Yeah, there is stuff, but that's just the disaster. Queen is being hit, by the way. So you got queen and this. So good luck, Magnus. Oh my god. I mean, does he really have to play chess like this? Jesus Christ, you go on h1. Jesus. You go on h1, and then there is a queen coming. Okay, that's a perpetual, fellas. Perpetual. He saw a perpetual, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's phenomenal. He didn't press for any. This is just phenomenal. Bloody hell. Okay, Magnus saw the whole damn thing with 94, 96 and stuff and all. He thought about this one and he got completely satisfied with rook takes on g2, king takes, check on f4. You can't move the king on the third rank. You gotta drop, and whatever way you want to go, it's either perpetual or you're getting executed, because if you move in a corner, there is this checkmate coming right then and there. So definitely there is a perpetual here. You gotta play all the time g2 and g1. Anything else played by black is just losing. And he did see that one. It's just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. What did these guys do? Okay, they playing for a bit longer. That was a very nice, beautiful draw. Yeah, not very often it happens to for me to say beautiful draw, but that was a superb draw. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Now this guy's on the other hand, Amin Bassem and Hikaru. This guy's playing for a bit longer. They've been dragging this game for a bit longer. Now what have we gotten here? Rook coming, defending this pawn. What else is here? Is it this and this? No, you can't. There is a black knight. Forget about it. Just forget about it. Right, it's got to be a rook, right? Or this. I guess you want to keep the rook on the 7th rank where they are, and rather you would focus on getting the other rook from E. Oopsie. Apologies. That was... let me just refresh the page. So you may... Oh, he didn't. He pushed forwards. Is he really giving up on this guy? Uh-huh. If you take the pawn, he actually wants to go for this. This Amin Bassem guy definitely got resources. Yeah, but okay, then rook has to take. Then you take. Yeah, but then white is winning. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool move. That is a cool move. The only downside for Bassem here, my friends, is that he's actually on 1 minute. So he's actually playing bullet with Hikaru. I wouldn't want to play bullet with Hikaru. I never want to play bullet with Hikaru. Okay, look, I'm lying. If the guy proposes me to play, I'll play whatever the hell format he wants me to play. But I mean, I wouldn't want to play bullet with Hikaru. I think he's the best bullet player on the planet. Come on. So you need to have a very powerful position that leads to certain victory if you want to play with less than a minute versing Hikaru Nakamura. You gotta be having a winning position. Everything is clear in your mind, and you feel and you fought your victory very well through. Now that's a move. I love it. F4. The move Bassem played it. This is just gorgeous move. F4. I love it. It's just great move. F4 is that kind of stuff that props the knight. And now that makes me think if black perhaps wouldn't need to play h6. No. He goes on knight g4 checking the king. Well, we can just drop this guy for a while, right? Not a big deal, can we? Oh, where do you go actually? No, he went on g2. Okay. Now if this guy takes again, we got an almighty knight here. And if you don't take, I'm gonna take. That makes me think, is black gonna play now h6? So black mustn't allow. He didn't freaking bother. Okay, can we play knight g5? If you don't play knight g5, I don't know what you're playing here. Yeah, there is a check coming on d2, but you gotta do some checks, and then you're gonna maybe blocking with this now after the check. Knight, no, he blocked it now. I did mention rook e2, but I thought that you're supposed to be like checking first. I think I would have checked first, and then rook e2. Anyway, yeah, that pawn was about to be captured regardless, of course, we knew that. King moves away from the check, which had been played. Now we have either another check here or rook takes. Which one's going to take? You could take a knight to check. I think white now should be looking for a draw. I'm not sure. 30 seconds. 30 seconds less for this guy. And it's just horrible to play versus Nakamura with 17 seconds on the clock. My God. Okay, you got to decide to take. I would take with the bloody knight, just do the check forever if you can, but. Oh my God, he's just reinforcing. What? Okay. h6. What do you play against h6? You're playing this. Is this checkmate? No, he wants to play h5 and then this checkmate. But after h6, he's going to play this regardless. Right, there is something brewing here. There's something brewing here. Whose turn is it? h4, black's turn. He's got nerves of steel, this guy. He took the pawn on f4. Can we just go with the check for the time being? Or you... Yeah. Okay, you can't push h5 because exactly you have to take with f first. In order for you to play h5 and rook f7, you need to make sure that the knight is defended by f4. But now probably Naka gonna hit h6 with h6. And then you tell me what do you play. h6, rook f7, king g6. What do you do next? I'm just curious, what do you do next? Where's the other check? Because I don't see another check. h6, didn't I tell you? Therefore, we don't need engines, guys. Don't make use of the engines. I mean, unless you're analyzing or you're learning openings. You know, that's just a great tool. When you're learning openings, just put the Leech's engine, put a Stockfish 15, and just, you know, go through all the variations. Okay, rook f7. We did say that. King g6, I did set that one too. Now, where's the next check? Is it this? Okay, they go here. Do you think you got enough time? Okay, he prepares this. Okay, it's getting interesting because knight attacks the rook as well with tempo. And of course, this one is going to happen apparently. Just beautiful. This guy plays very creative. Amin Bassem, the GM, Nakamura's contender this evening, he plays very creatively. This is just gorgeous stuff. This is just glorious. Rook to d1. Moving the rook to safety, that is, going on the back rank. Maybe he dreams about making a black rook battery here, working together and just simply delivering deadly checks here. But I think Amin is going to... Yeah, okay, he goes with this. You're going to have to move the rook. Yeah, you're going to have to move the white rook, exactly right. You can't deliver, you can't do nothing with this, guys, because you're going to lose the knight. Where's your checks? It could be a battery here. Could be a battery. This white rook doesn't do nothing apart from defending against possible incoming checks. It doesn't do nothing. But you can't defend against this check here, for instance. Unless you sack an exchange, which is not applicable, of course, because you're going to lose. Check, didn't I say it? Knight e3 check. King h2, there you go, another check. There's another check, and if you move here, we're going to have this, and then you want to move here, and then you're in deep trouble because there is a... Oh my god. You're going to get cooked in the corner somewhere. So you're going to have to move, and then a discovered check. 11 seconds, less than 11 seconds, that's tragedy. You could have it discovered. Then they're going to be moving here. No, check first with this guy here. Okay, that's a discover check. Discover check, where do you go? You're in trouble with white here. This, and game over. It's game over, guys. It's game over. It's game over, guys. Hikaru won. Magnus drew. And that was taken from Alexander Alakine Max Owe. The position that they started with. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, fellas. And I wonder... round number 5. Ooh, in half an hour. Oh, blimey. Okay, that's plenty of time to go do some teas and something. So in half an hour, they'll be starting round number 5. Not less than half an hour. That's cool. So just with a few seconds actually before the actual start of the round, they actually know what they are playing. So they can't prepare anything. In this round number 5, Amin is going versus Magnus. Amin going to be black, Magnus white. And in the second one, Hikaru is white and Vishy black. That cool. Okay. Well, probably going to go do some teas and things. Okay, let's just try another puzzle here. Let me visit my own TikTok thingy. I don't know. I'm using the Streamlabs and check out your live recap. What live recap? Continue your life journey. Yeah, okay. Where is the stream key, man? No, I don't think I'm live on TikTok. I'm not live on TikTok. Okay, don't matter. I don't bother with that one. Not for the time being. Okay, let's see if we manage to make something here. Then I'm going to go for more tea, of course, in the preparation for round number 5 of the Casablanca chess, Casablanca, whatever. Okay, nice. King is in check. Am I supposed to play with white and to win? I do win if I manage to push a rook. I just need to find a way to get out of the checks. So let's assume this. Oh, sorry, this. Am I doing that? I need to move on c3 or on d3. Is there any difference in between the two? I think d3. Queen is still going to check, but I'm going to go here. And if there is a check, moving here. And if there is another check, I'm moving here. Yeah, but then I'm running into this. So actually, guys, the puzzle we are currently trying to solve has to do with finding the right and the safe square for the white king. So the question is if you're going to march on d3 or you're going to go on c3. Yeah, you do have to, but the question is which way you're going to go. You're in check, Vlad. You are in check here. And I wonder if there's any difference in between C and D. Ideally, C, B, and just using a pawn as a shield, but once you hit this one, they're going to be checking you again. And then you're going to have to move the king over to the 4th rank. This, I don't know. Sorry, that doesn't. I don't know. Rook c3, queen f3. You're in check. The hell am I going? Here. Okay, here. Check. Here. And then you got this. You're in trouble. Aw. Yeah. Well, we're gonna play this all day now. Oh my god, I didn't even consider king c1. If I play king c1, where's the next check? There's no more check. And I've got this. Well, there is this. True. Then I have a check here. And then they might play this. And I might play this, then they play this. Then I play this, then they take this, then I take this. I don't know. Oh, I'm not sure we want to trade after all, Vlad, because if we trade, they're actually ending up with an extra knight. I mean, we could do this, but then they take, then you take, then they do whatever they want. They have an extra knight here, Vlad. I don't think we should be trading anything. The puzzle actually addresses the question, poses the question, where should the white king go to getting out of checks, if there is such thing. And serious question, I wonder if I shouldn't go to C. And the question immediately is this. Check. And yes, I do have a check, but then this guy moves. It's just king c1, f6. Okay, check here. Let's say they block or they move the king, I'm not sure. Ugh. I don't think so, because if we trade, black's winning. Black's winning, Vlad. In the minute we trade the queens, black is winning, to my understanding, because they've got the extra knight on b8. So you're actually going to play with 2 rooks versus 2 rooks and knight. Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you wanna actually trade? Oh, all right. Let me fix the chat. Oh, what's that thing? Hold on a sec. Yeah, I think it's better now. Oh, not this. What am I doing? Just wanted to lock the whole thing. Okay. So again, okay, let me look at c3. Check. Okay, I'm gonna play king c1 because I'm gonna play king c1 because if I go d3 or c3, looks like I'm gonna get like endless checks. Maybe could this be that kind of puzzle that actually wants you to draw or something? King c3. You're already in trouble. You're dead here. Sorry, this. You go here. Or here. No, that's not working. Or maybe it does. Bang, boom, you're moving here. They check, you're blocking, they take, you take. No, you're losing. It's not working anything. You can't do nothing. No, it's king c1. Yeah, you double your rooks, but you're not going to achieve nothing. You play this, and even if you give a check, the guy goes here, you check here, they're going to escape this way, Vlad. You're not going to do nothing if you double up your rooks after the queen's trade. King to c. I'm going to play king to c, then black will have to start doing this kind of stuff. Sorry, I got to play this because I can't see any way out by moving king on the third rank. I don't know how I'm running out of checks. They're going to keep attacking me. They're going to keep attacking me. Maybe the answer is just to go back and forth. You know, king d3, queen f3, king c4, queen c6, and you just go back. Maybe that's the answer, you know. The king c1 idea would be met with f6. You do have another check here, but then black can play either blocking with the rook. You could check again. They block, you take here. That works, that cool. Queen, king moves. Okay, I'm going to play king c1. Yes, I was correct, man. Nothing would have worked with king d3 or king c3 for that matter. We got exactly with the idea where we were. Now you need to continue ASAP with something like this, I guess. And if there is a moving, I'm streaming now, guys.
It's great.
Okay, hold on a second. Can you close the door, please? Queen e6. Queen e6, check. This guy goes here. Check. The rook plays this. Check. King takes. Queen takes. Queen goes there. It's not over. How do I continue now? So I got the right thing with king c1. I'm happy about this one. Is there any difference in between this and this? Or is there anything else? You got to do a check. I reckon it's queen here. And the king goes here. How do you play beyond that point? I block with a rook. What have you gotten? Very difficult. Very, very, very difficult, this one. Is there any difference in between these two checks? I guess it's got to be a check. Okay, if you play here, you do target this square, but I'm not sure if you really want to do this. Ah, blimey. Ah, blimey. What is this? Oh, you gotta be joking. None of these. Oh no, it's this for this. How could I be so blind? No, it's queen c7 because queen c7 works with the rook for the checkmate. Sorry, I was too panicked thinking that actually I gotta give another check. You don't. You have to play queen c7. You defend the f4 pawn, and also you're collaborating with the rook for the checkmate. Oh no. Oh no, now that's really shocking. What the hell are you supposed to do here? Oh no, it's what? Queen c7 no. This one no. This one no. Queen to e7. But you're getting checked. It's a disaster. Well, you move again. True. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. So this one no. This one no. This one no. What do you mean? What the hell is going on with this puzzle? No, no, and no. I thought it's queen c7. That makes a lot of sense. You have to move the queen, right? Is it here? Doesn't make any sense. So this one no. This one no. This one no. So what exactly you want to do here? That one doesn't make any sense because you're getting checked, right? So you can't play this. You can't play queen e7. Queen d5 rejected. Queen c7 rejected. Queen e4 rejected, right? So what are we supposed to do? Is it this? They're so counterintuitive. Queen to e7, you do check, get checked, but then you're gonna be running. Okay, what's the bloody difference with the check here? Okay, if they played this, say. Okay, you play this. If they move here, it's checkmate. And if they block, it's actually queen g6 checkmate. That was a difficult one. That was a difficult puzzle. It is a difficult puzzle. It was a difficult puzzle. Very, incredibly counterintuitive to have played queen e7. But if you think about it, after king to b1, you don't have any other checks coming. So that's the stuff which was not achievable with queen c7, which simply would have given black some other idea. So if you do this, it's not going to work because they're just going to block you. And then they're moving the... No, you're still... Okay, so... Wait a minute. This one will be replied with... No, not this one. Wait a minute. I said this check here. It's a draw, actually. They block, exactly. I could even do h7, but that doesn't work. When you do this, you actually check, you're moving. Okay, you can't achieve a damn thing. Because they defend g6. Okay. Sorry, I'm streaming, guys. What do you want? Then close the door. Can you please close the door? Yeah, okay. That was a difficult one. All right. Round number 5, 13 minutes. Yeah, well, okay. My pawns are on white squares, so that's good. The black bishop can't target the pawns. Taking, bishop moves, king moves, attacking the bishop, going towards this guy. Maybe there's something after you take, perhaps. Could be anything. Is it this? No, you can't do nothing. It's actually a problem here. The white knight has to stay where they are. If I understand this one correctly, you actually are supposed to either take or moving the king itself. King itself is quite a strong move because it attacks the bishop and puts double pressure on this pawn as well. So looks now that actually king to f5, king to f5 is actually the move. Attacks the bishop. They can't move the pawn, do nothing with them because you're going to take the bishop, right? And when they move the bishop to safety or defending the bishop, you are going to take on g5 with the pawn. I guess that's the way to winning. Yes. Okay, we got this one correctly, guys. We got this one correctly as a first move. By the way, mind you, the previous puzzle we also did the first move, so the thinking was correct, but it wasn't quite accurate until the very end. Okay. Next, I could just simply take the bishop. If they proceed with this, I need to make sure I'm stopping that guy. It's not over. If I take, the position reverts back to... Well, actually, that's a good question here. If I take a pawn, they probably save the bishop or something. No, they don't. They take. So let's just assume they take with the other pawn. Taking, they take with the other pawn. Do you take the bishop? No, you take the pawn because you got yourself a passer here. Then the king moves closer. You're not going to do a damn thing. Nope. Taking the bishop. Let's say they... Well, if they play this, you're going to play probably this. Then they're going to come with this, guys. Yeah, you're going to take them both. You take... So, you take the bishop. So, let's say they play this. And you play this. They move here, you take here. They move here, where do you go? That's a good question. Alright, what am I doing here? Takes, king plays. What do you do? Well, if they move here, I'm going to take this guy, right? Takes, bishop goes, whatever they go. I don't know. Say here somewhere. Yeah, but I got a passer. Alright, guys, it looks like it's not going to work. If I take the bishop, this black pawn going to go down here. How exactly are you going to stop that guy? And how exactly are you going to stop this guy? Because actually black is still having two passes. Is this guy and is this guy. So if you go for the bishop, black's going to push the pawn down the board. They're not going to take you. I guess they're going to push g3. How you stopping that guy? King is too far away. And if the knight attempts to play e1 to stopping, is the other pawn coming down? You can't stop them both. Can you? So if I am correct on this puzzle, at the second move, I guess you're supposed to take on g4 with the pawn. And when they take, you take. You practically have a passer. The black king can't move closer because you're going to take on c5. And if the bishop moves, I guess you're going to move with your king back. You know, you're supporting the pawn's advancement and stuff. Unless there is some tactics here that actually... Okay, let me look again. King takes, pawn goes down here. You play this. They go here. You play this to stop. They move here. You need a... You're miles away with the king from this. You can't stop both black pawns with the white knight. I guess you're gonna have to take on g4, hg, king g, and you've got to pass pawn, if that means anything. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to play. What do you think, guys? I will take on g4 now with the white pawn. I'm gonna create a passer. I don't think I can stop black pawns. If I take the bishop, I don't think I can stop them. Yeah. Tough ones. Yeah. Well, it's good because it's a confirmation you actually fought the right one. Yes, so that's what it is. Still, let me give you one last thought. Now you have to take the pawn because it's actually the same dilemma. It's not a dilemma. You can't stop the pawns. They're going to be promoting. So you have to take the black pawn. And you are going to try to take advantage of your passer. Ooh, yeah. They're quite challenging. They are quite challenging. Difficult and also quite attractive. The idea to have taken the bishop was quite attractive. You know, you just want to take material and stuff, but upon looking at those pawns, you can't really stop them. So, okay, we kind of managed to. All right. Let's see. In what? Apologies, guys. Let's go back. They just started now. Okay. Hikaru Vishy. Hikaru Vishy. Okay, let's look at this. Nice. Very nice. Last move that was played, knight to c3 by Hikaru. In this position here, that looks very balanced. It does look so balanced here. For both colors. Compared with the first preset position. There is a knight here that might be attacking the queen at least once. Revealing this bishop a little bit. So that's a check on the queen. This guy attacks a bit. Well, not a big deal. Queen is going to move probably. Queen is going to move. Then you might be playing rook a6. And if they play a6, you're probably going to go back or you're going to go knight a3. Anyway, it was black's turn. So, okay. If you do this, queen's going to go b8 for sure. So that knight b4, I don't know what it means. Well, you do attack the queen, or maybe you just play rook ac. So let me just highlight rook ac1 or knight b5. Let's just put it like this. Rook ac, exactly right. Exactly right, rook ac. It's always a good idea, my friends, always a good idea to get the rooks on open or semi-open files. Rook ac1, very good stuff. Queen b8, we did say that one as well. Rook ac1, queen b8. Now it doesn't make any sense to play knight to b5, looks to me, because you're not going to achieve nothing. You don't attack nothing. You're actually going to be kicked away by a6. You're going to have to spend another tempi moving away. So you better just investigate some other lines here. I don't know what other lines means. Maybe this? That would be the right attitude. You have to play d4. I mean, this is the move. You have to play d4 here. If I had this position myself, I would seriously think about playing d4. You have to. And that's the right attitude, I guess. d4 has to be played here. Who's this guy? On the square in front of it. Yeah, d4. If you have different ideas, let me know, guys. What else should Hikaru consider playing here? Nothing else seems to be very clear in terms of attacking because there is no big weakness that you can exploit. The position, the preset position had been chosen for its balanced chances for both colors, so you just do not have weakness that you can go after. So the game being so balanced for both white and black, you just play d4, right? I mean, you could do hell. You could just that's just ridiculous. H3, H4, you can, but doesn't mean a damn thing. So d4 is the stuff to play, and that's what is. It's a middle game. Game is balanced. No weakness for neither white nor black. And what else can you possibly go for? If not this. So definitely that would be my move, d4. Let's go to Magnus and the other fella, Amin Basim. Queen c7 being played by Amin Basim. Again, rook ac is the move. Can we play d4 here? I guess you can. I'm very much into the idea with d2 to d4. It's a central move. You got to get your guys pushing. That's meant to be pushed. d2 to d4 is meant to be played. d2 to d4, rook ac1, as per the other game we are still watching. So d2 d4, rook ac1. So that's how I'm looking at this. So that is taken from Garry Kasparov, Anatoly Karpov, guys. In case you were wondering, where was the position taken from? That's from those guys. In the 80s, they played. I think 86, 1986. Vlad, am I correct? David, I think I'm correct, right? 1986. When was the World Championship in between Garry Kasparov and Anatoly Karpov? 1986. I think they played in 1984 and 1986, right? Something like that. It was in the 80s for sure. The end 80s. The late 80s. Right, so rook a cd for one of these two. Nope, a4. Interesting. What the hell he wants to do with this? Does he want to do this in case like this? Or so? Okay, what's the stuff with a4? What's the thing with a4? Well, it's not like a blunder. You're not. I mean, he doesn't blunder pieces or something. I mean, what does he want to do? Does he want to stop something from happening? Like what? Did you think that actually Black wants to push this guy here, or at least to stop them? Okay. Rook FD. That makes sense, of course. And now I'm curious to see what is Magnus's plan here. I mean, what was the thing with a4? Okay, he want to push again. So let's assume he want to push this guy again. Okay, fine. Doesn't mean first they have to take you, but let's assume they take. What do you play next? I don't know what his plan with a4. I don't know what his plan with a4. I can understand d4, but a4, I don't know. Do you guys manage to decipher the a4 move? a4, d4. All right, let's see. It's going to be revealed very soon. Now I just moved over quickly to Hikaru and Fishy. f4. Man, these guys, eh? a6, stopping any knight incursion to b5. I understand that. So let me just go back a little bit. Queen b8, knight h4. Okay, where do you want to go with that knight? Takes. Bishops are going to get traded? No, not just yet. No, okay. So he takes. Bishop takes. Knight takes. a6 being played here by Vichy to stop this. f4 being pushed. Okay. Okay. f4. Not d4, because d4 probably he would have considered that opens up maybe this guy after trade. And maybe rooks can coming this way. So he wants to keep the bishop blocked, I assume. So f4. Okay. Okay. Still, no big weakness for neither white nor black. There's no weakness here. Thank you, Vlad, for the reminder. Yeah, I knew it was something with the 80s, for sure. 1984, 1986. I think they played in 1986 too, didn't they? Kasparov and Karpov. I think, if memory serves well. F4. Oops, queen to b7. A4 now by Hikaru. Stopping any b5, I guess. They're just preventing black from pushing b6 to b5. Okay. So far, so good. Again, this is less creative than the previous position taken from Alexander Alakain and Max Owe. Less creative because the position is very, very positional. It's just a grind. This is a positional, let's say, less tactical than what we've seen previously. There's no weakness, nothing. It's a positional game here. So Vishy now played knight e4. If you capture, queen is going to take back, of course. Then maybe bishop will be playing here to trade off your guy, and if you take, knight's going to take back. Queen is going to retreat, knight's going to go back perhaps. Very, very many perhapses and maybes. Very many. But then again, more trades probably more likely to getting another draw. So if you take, probably it's going to go a bit quicker for a draw. Knight takes, queen takes. I guess you can push then d3. Probably you can. You send the queen away. You can, of course. Then maybe you do this. Then maybe you do this. It smells like a draw here. Looks like a draw, probably. If they keep trading the pieces. Let's see if Magnus and Bassam here did differently. What happened last time? Takes and knight takes g2. That's what is in the Magnus Carlsen Bassam game. Very positional. Very positional, seemingly uneventful. I can't see anything clearly to attacking because it is very balanced. I mean, it's just... Okay, 95. The 95 actually, this guy is a backward pawn. It's a little bit of a weakness here to which he would like to exploit further on with knight to b4. Pawn wants to go forward and attack this guy perhaps at some point, which can't move here because there is a queen that might be taking. This guy wants to come here now, looking at this, and quite over an outpost, knight to b4. And I guess if this were to happen, you're gonna have to jump back with the knight. Knight to e, knight to d7, you tell me where, guys. Maybe knight e8, after all. Knight b4 can be played regardless. I don't think you want to play h. Because you're going to push the pawn regardless, right? If you do this, they're going to push, you're going to take, they're going to play, you're going to play knight e8. Okay, maybe queen to g4, that's something. You got to be careful about these ideas. Anyway, knight to b4 is one of those stuff that probably it's good to be played. I like this idea with knight b4. And you're going to keep the knight there forever. Don't move the knight away. So once you play knight to b4, leave it there. Knight to b4 is on an outpost. And if white wants to challenge, they will have to play some knight a2, bishop a3, and stuff like that. But you're not going to do bishop a3 because bishop is incredibly valuable on the b2 g7 diagonal. So I don't think Magnus is going to play bishop a3 to trade off the knight on b4. It's too valuable on the b2 g7. But it could be some other stuff here. No, he doubles up the rook because this is a weakness. He's going to play knight b4 later on, don't get me wrong. Rook to d7 because rook is going to play here. Coupled up with this, that's the plan. This is the positional plan right here, guys. It's doubling the rooks on the d, knight to b4 because this is a weak backward pawn. This is actually the weakness. It doesn't mean you can't defend it. You can always play knight e1, but... And he's doing similarly. You're having three defenders anyway. Okay, that's exactly what we said. Okay, that was the bigger plan, and I was correct about this one. But probably you've seen that one. You noticed, guys, the same ideas yourselves. You noticed the same ideas. Yeah. Do you want to bet on knight b4? Because that's what I think is going to happen now from Bassem. We're going to see knight b4. Definitely. Knight b4. Totally knight b4. Oh, where'd you go? Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Knight b4 to just keep the rooks and the queen there. There you go. 3 moves ago we did say about this. So this is the setup for black now. Black is going to maintain the knight here and the rooks here. And white will have to think about, keeping it safe and all. If you want to add an extra layer, and I said that one too. I did say knight g1 to e1. I said about that one too. What does that do in practical terms is that it frees up the queen. So if you decide to play knight e1, which was the case and Magnus did do it. So you got 3 natural defenders here. Now you're going to free up the queen to do whatever the heck you want to do with the queen. I don't know what you want to do with the queen. Maybe supporting some pawns advancement or something. But I did say those ideas. As for black, very defensive here. I don't know what else can you do to pile up the pressure on d3. What else can you do here? I don't see what else can you do here. Black's turn. What ideas can black pursue? Just messing around moving the king, which is reinforcing the black knight with a5, and that will be a little bit of a lazy move, but I really don't know. Queen c6? Is queen c6 to being considered here? Just taking all those squares. Maybe queen c6 as one little subtlety there that might give you some. No, he pushes a central pawn, e6 to e5. Okay. Now that's interesting. Takes, and if takes, probably can do this. I guess you can. Doesn't mean you want to play d4 now. No, you can't do d4 now because you're gonna drop a pawn here. You're gonna drop f4, so I don't think you want to push d4 now. No, you want to make sure the queen is free to move. So knight e1, which I did highlight previously, and I'm happy actually Magnus came to the same conclusion as myself, which is cool stuff. Knight e1 defends d3, freeing up the queen to do whatever they want. You need to keep the d pawn here because you're weakening this guy. I'm not sure. No, no, no. I wouldn't do d4 here. No, I want to make sure the queen is free, so knight e1. It doesn't mean you couldn't have done it, but I think it's a little bit premature. I really want to be able moving the queen. So, I got to pay a price for this. In order to free up my queen, I have to play the white knight on e1. You can't have them all. What? Oh, sorry. The whole tour in 1986. Yes, Vlad. d4. No, that's not good at all. d4. Okay, d4 is not good. It helps black a great deal. This guy is happier because probably they're going to take you. You're weakening c4. Queen attacks the c4. The black knight at some point is able to play this if your knight is no longer on c3. So you're creating a lot of troubles for you. Yes, Vlad. Yeah, exactly. I knew they played in... Yeah, so actually they did play 1984, 1986, indeed. So d4 is not a good stuff to do. You're actually increasing the power for your opponents, okay? You're making them more powerful. You have to keep the queen and the rook defend. No, you can't do d4. I don't like d4 at all. But maybe I'm wrong. I do like knight e1 though. Yeah. So f5 now. You don't want to open up the power for the black queen. Okay, f5. f5. Probably g5 is going to happen next. And the white knight, the black knight has to go back. And then we can break through with f6 and the queen is free, exactly as we said, guys. So I think he has him planned g5. Knight has to go. And then he has him planned f6. Pawn is going to take. You're not going to take back with a pawn, I guess. Okay, e4 being... Wait a minute. h6 exactly to stopping you. This is really problematic to sending the black knight full black, of course. Now this one has been played. Now no pawn coming down. Queen is free to play whatever they want. Maybe they're going to do this and that. I don't know. I don't know. But you do want to play g5 anyway. This and that. Maybe. Maybe. There might be this. I don't know when, how. No, they went back because they want to play d4. Okay. So he reroutes the black knight, believe it or not. Knight c6 because he wants to play knight to d4. He wants to play knight to d4. Another outpost. But I think we can still look at h4 and g5. Well, when he's going to play knight d4, you're just going to move the queen, right? You're going to move queen to f2. You can go whatever you want. You can't stop them from playing knight d4, so to speak. You can't really stop them. Maybe there is this. After this you take, but they're going to play with the rook, and then you're going to move a knight. No, you can't do this. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You're going to let them play knight d4, then you're going to go queen f3, queen f2 or something? h4, knight d4, queen's going to go either this or that. No, queen f2, queen f2. Eventually for h4, g5 ideas. Knight d4, queen f2. He could jump here. He could. He could. Then I'm gonna play. Then I'm gonna play rook e2. Maybe after all, knight c2, knight f3 to just trade them off. That's something to think about. Magnus Carlsen looks like he's got 3 minutes 33 seconds or something. The other guy 5 minutes. So do you do something about black knight on d4? I mean, do you trade that guy? So you play knight c2 or knight f3 to trade off the black knight? That's the question. Or you just play h4 for g5? What do you play? That's the solution. When knight comes here, you're going to use your bishop. You're going to take with the pawn now. Not with d, you take with c. You take with the c pawn. Yes, because you want to keep this guy blocked. If knight jumps here, you're going to take with the bishop. If knight d4, bishop takes d4, and black might take with e pawn, actually. Because now there is a battery looming. Knight d4, bishop takes, e takes, and there is this battery. Not the end of the world, but you got to keep in mind, exactly. Now question, yes, exactly, he took. And now he's going to take this. He's going to take with e. e5 takes d4. And that's potentially a battery or something along this diagonal, h2 to b8. Something for black to think about. Actually, that's a good question. Would you guys take with the e pawn or would you capture with the c pawn? No, he took with e. He took with e. Again, we're having this. Right? It was white's turn, of course. Probably this and probably that. Something like this. And probably something like this. But it might be some others. So it is very positional, but it starts to, it starts to actually looking now creative now. But still positional, very positional. So the first preset game was very tactical and very sharp. The second preset from Kasparov and Karpov is very positional. That's how I feel and that's how I see the two presets. Rook to b1. I guess you can still play this because the d file had been shut off completely. Therefore, just play bishop here. Really. That I think looks okay-ish. That's alright, Vlad. No worries, man. They're cool. So, yeah, okay, rook b8, rook b2. We did say about the battery. It is double defense, yes. Now, you still have to be careful about that one, but yeah, you can move things around with queen to d8, then rook to b7. Again, slightly defensive, but you got to look after that pawn. If you play queen to d8, actually, it's an invitation for knight f3, knight e5, and then knight c6. You got to be careful about this one. So if it's queen d8, there is knight f3. No, is this, and this. If queen goes here. So therefore, bishop d6 kind of must be played. You tell me. Knight f3, that would be the dream for the white knight. That would really be a dream. Also, if you... Okay, bishop plays here for multiple purposes. Can you do this, this, and that? Just for this? You tell me. I mean, yeah, of course you can. I guess you can. But if you remember, guys, I think... Yeah, so he goes knight f3, actually. And again, I think g5 is actually another interesting idea for white to be pressing on. You want to push that pawn. You definitely want to push that pawn. Queen comes closer. Who knows? Maybe we're going to see this. You never know. This guy was under attack. Now knight goes on d2. Indirectly, white queen defending g4 now. Are we going to see this? I don't think so. We're going to drop a pawn. Queen is going to take, pawn is going to take. Then I only need 1, 2, and I'll take your pawn. You're kind of losing, I guess. So you can't do queen e3 here if you're black. You can't do queen e3. You're actually going to lose the pawn. And that means you're going to lose the game. What I do see amongst others is that the knight on d2 would have a great outpost here on c4 for the time being. I think that's really good. For, you know, in the current frame, I think it's good. Black's done, by the way. You know they could do this. Well, there is still proper defense on h2, but just keep it as it is. I don't know. We'll see about this. It could be rook here, though. Rook b7, and then bishop c7. No. He goes with h5, undermining the g4. Very interesting. Would you actually take, move h, and then try get some rooks on the g file? Difficult to say. You have to look at this one. Do you play h3? You could play h3. But it feels insufficient. I don't know. Do you play queen f3? No, you can't play queen f3. It's a disaster. Queen f3, queen takes, knight takes, pawn takes. This is awful. I guess. Queen f3. Queen f3, queen takes, knight takes, pawn takes here. You could do knight a5 attacking this and that. And then you take the guy. Maybe. Yeah, I think definitely. I don't know. Maybe in this lifetime, when I'm gonna finishing the Boris Spassky, Bobby Fischer. I've started. I think I reached game number 9 or something, in between Bobby Fischer, Boris Spassky, from 1972. He took, after all, which I kind of did mention, with the idea, I guess, king to h1 and then some rooks here. Yeah, so you gotta be careful about this stuff now. There are all sorts of things. You name it. I mean, there's many things you got to consider. Probably now you have to play king to h and then rook over to g1. Right? So I should probably be covering... Yeah, there you go. I did say it. So knight to c4, I did mention that one too as a very good outpost. Rook to h6, and now queen to f2, looking for trading off the queens. Is just too dangerous. The black queen is incredibly dangerous. That makes me think, guys, that actually Bassem is going to deny the trade. He's not going to do the trade. He's not going to do no bloody trade. He's going to play probably queen c7 or something. I'm not sure. I don't think he wants to trade. I don't think he wants to trade the queens. I think you want to take on h5 or something. Looks very interesting. I'm having a feeling that actually black is very much enjoying the position after bishop c7 and a potential queen and rook battery on the h file. I have a feeling that actually black is a bit more optimistic. I mean, that bishop is just... But on the other hand, my friends, even if bishop c7, due to the fact there is a white knight on c4, there is always a d6, which is currently defended by the rook and bishop. But hey, you know, still difficult to assess it properly because of the time. And the problem is the big onus is actually on Bassem because the guy is now under 40 seconds. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. You start with the rapid and then you find out that you're actually playing bullet again, which is not that great anymore. I don't like bullet in particular very much. Queens have been traded. Very. Now that is slightly interesting. Unexpected. You can't do queen g3 because there is this, and then I guess. Actually, you can, because after this is this. After this is this. d6. This guy's, man. This guy's. Unbelievable. I don't know what you're doing here. Do you do a rook to g? What do you do? He took. This guy's gonna take, right? He must take. And ideally, you should have your rooks coming over to the g, not the king. The king wants to run away. You want your rooks double up on the g. And all of a sudden, because of the knight here, it might be some pawns going up. That's actually concerning. That is actually concerning. It is. You could also play some knights. Just look at this. You could play also the knight. But not quite right now. No, I think you want to roll up the pawns. You want to push those pawns up. Yep, that's exactly right. So he pushed the d pawn first. d5 to d6. Now I think we're going to see this and that. And then actually you want to get your rooks on the f. Or whatever. Well, not whatever. I mean, just saying. It could be many now. Could you do this? And then this? No, it's just too complicated. No, you're going to push e4 to e5, right? I think this guy. Thanks for following, that is. Thanks very much. So I guess you want to push the e5 to e6. And your white pawns have reached the 6th rank. And I guess they're solidly backed by the rooks. You're just going to push that guy. Can you push this guy now? And there is checks here, you see. e5 to e6. Could be e5 to e6. That's a defensive move. I guess he wants to go on h1. Away from checks and things. That's not going to be today, though. I'm not going to play today. We're going to do it eventually tomorrow evening. Because this thing has to finish. And probably there is another round. I'm not sure I'm going to stay for the 3rd round now. And yeah, we could try this one tomorrow if you're coming back. Triple attack on h2. Like triple attack on h2. No, double attack, sorry. Because of the rooks, double defense. This guy still will be moving. King moved here because they want to stop the pawn. You can still throw something. I guess any of the two white rooks might be playing on the f-file. You have to play rook and check now. Probably you're going to play the f. You're going to make the rook lift with the f rook, not with the b. I mean, yes. The b2 rook wants to stay here. The f rook now will be moving, you know, up the board, whatever that is. We'll see. Because the king will be moving here. Exactly right. Now you're going to play this, attacking the bishop from behind. No, 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 not check on f6. Exactly, rook f8, exactly as I said. No, no, you don't do rook f6. There is a bishop yet, so no. It's actually rook to f8. That's what I said, actually. That's what I said, yeah, rook to f8. Can you push this guy? Takes, check. Now it's getting complicated. Well, as long as you have the white rook here and the king, you're cool. You need to find out a way to capitalize on the two passes. That's the whole thing. Magnus is like 18 seconds now. I can read on the screen that he drew Vichy and Nakamura drew. Okay. Can you do a check? No, because you dropped the rook, so you have to move the rook, right? You have to move the rook. Where? Where do you move the rook? You move it on g8 for g6? No, he goes over here to water down the attack. Now that's sweet. Knight takes, pawn takes, rook b8. This guy goes. No. Okay, he keeps the knight here because he wants to defend the e5 pawn. So he doesn't want to take the bishop because he would help black to create the pass pawn and stuff. So he keeps the knight here, defending naturally this guy from the rook. He plans on doing check and just, yeah, but then the other guy moves. Looks like white should be winning now after rook b6. I think you do rook b6. No? Yes, exactly right. Rook b6. Okay, white is winning. Rook b6. And now you, well, not right now, but I guess you can go back on the 8th rank and just do it in this fashion. Okay. That's just, what does he want to do? Ah, he wants to do this. He wants to do rook f. For sure. Yeah, if you take it, it's a fork. Yeah, I just wanted to say that one. Just push the pawn, because if the black king takes, there is a, yeah, he can't take because there is a fork here. He gonna play this to stopping you from, no, because it's this and you're just losing everything. It's lost, guys. Black is lost now. After rook b8, I don't know where you're moving, but there is rook b2 to b7, and you're gonna, yeah, okay, but probably still a check, exactly. Still a check from the back rank now with the other rook, exactly right. Exactly right. Can I just, no, okay, this guy's hanging, just take it. That's it, game over, fellas. Is there anything else I'm not saying? No, rook takes, rook b7 takes. He should be resigning, which he just did. All right, that was nice. That was cool. That was cool. Very nice. Yeah. So he just dropped the rook here. Okie dokie, guys. So that's a Sunday now. I don't think I'm going to be staying one more hour now. So just thanks for visiting the stream today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow evening, which is Monday evening, tomorrow 20th. If there is no chess event or something like that, I think we're going to go with puzzles, game analysis, and some friendlies. Play Dodawa, Vias, and things. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, guys, if you haven't done it so yet. And yeah, you could check my last YouTube video. And we'll see you guys then tomorrow evening. Thank you again, David, Raj, Vlad. Thanks, guys. And take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow evening.